a Wii controller. At least that's what it appears to be. And those appear to be like just little packages with nothing very important in them. Today I'm also going to be doing claw machines. Why and why not to play them. And Keymaster. Some of the biggest games, also some of the biggest rigged games. First of all, 7 wins in a row on the claw machine. This guy, his name is Matt3756. He has 199 videos. He's a complete geek. 315. If you watch this, actually.
My entire life I've been obsessed with the claw machine. Buying my own and studying it from the inside out, I now travel all over to win as much stuff as I can. This is my journey.
So basically, what he does is he goes around to random claw machines and he tries to win everything. Skipping forward, that is his first prize he won, but it wasn't straight in a row. That was just something he was trying to get out of the way. He was trying to go for that red groundhog right there, after a movie that he watched of sometime before. So right here. So he finally got the red groundhog. That was his first prize. Then at the end, you know, he had got 7 in a row. That's basically the entire video. This is how to win at Stacker. Same guy, Matt3756.
Alright, I know a lot of people have been asking me about Stacker, strategies of Stacker, and right now I'm going to do
So this is how Stacker works.
But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to Stacker and the major prize especially, all it is whatever the owner has it set to, you have to at least go for it. It's set to a certain interval, say it might be 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000, bigger, as high as 1 in 2,000 or even higher. It's about $100. So if you look, $100 gift card there.
That's a good way to tell if they have the gift card with the actual amount on the picture. Anyways, I'm actually just doing this to look for a good picture of a Stacker machine. Just come on, a little bit more.
Skill involved because you have to stack them up, you have to.
Right there. Okay, so you start on the bottom, it's actually 3 up, and then you automatically go to 2. And you keep going up. Now by the time you get up to the minor prize, which is right here, just one showing, you will win one of the bottom prizes. Now, there's something I forgot in my last video, that instead of on the right side having the choose prize, in the middle having the stop, I forgot on the left there's one that says continue. And if you hit continue, you can go from the minor prize to the major prize. And he goes on to explain how that will make it so it rigs. Now, this is Keymaster game. This is actually a 9-minute 51 video. This is by Dart Fires. I take no credit for the video. Keymaster is definitely the all-time most rigged game ever. It is made by Sega, which kind of gives it away why. But basically what you do is you have this little key down here in the corner, and now you bring this over to the side, and then you go up, okay? And you fit it into this keyhole right here. Now this one would win a small prize on the bottom row. On the middle row, the blue prizes are slightly larger. Like instead of having a gift card for Rhapsody for like $50, let's say, they have Rocksmith and a nice camera, and I think that's supposed to be a remote control car. I think that's a $50 gift card or 500 or something, 5,000 maybe, or Hilo game capture card or something like that. Then on the top is usually the best prizes. Now some of the variations put the some people just put the biggest prizes at the bottom, some in the middle, some at the top, so on and so forth. Now basically what happens is the key comes over and then goes up, and if it makes it into the hole, it'll push the item back off of a little bar right there, and it will knock it off and you'll win the prize. If you don't win, you'll hit the plastic and it'll automatically recognize, okay, they lost. So it'll pull back the key and it'll bring it over to the side. So let's see. There you go. Not great prizes, but they do have some stuffed animals. That, well, the bottom row, not usually the greatest prizes. Okay, so let's actually watch. No, I don't want to see the Kindle Fire. Okay, this guy isn't good. Nonetheless, I didn't watch the video before, I'm sorry about that. But the best way to do it is to bring the key right to the bottom of that little tiny ball. Now, if you can get the point of the key to that ball, you are spot on. Now you bring it up and you try and get the center of the key, or the biggest part of the key right there. You try and get it into the largest part right here. Now when you get up here, it is very hard to fit it. So let's say that we have the key right here, okay? The key is literally about right here, oh sorry, right where my mouse point is, to right about there. It's a very tight fit, so most likely you're going to hit the top or bottom. Now the hard part isn't going over to the side usually. You can usually, depending on the machine, just line up this bottom circle straight up to the blue bottom circle, straight up to the red bottom circle. But some of the machines realize that happens and they put it slightly off center, like I believe this one is. If you look, the circle is just a little bit different and it makes it a little bit difficult, which is probably the reason they did it. Now, the way to win this is to put the key right in the center. So put that little tiny piece right there, right in the center, sidewise, or height-wise, and bring the middle of the key into the center if you can, over to the side. Now there are two variations that I'm actually going to draw out. There is the stick variation. Stick variation, there's a stick and a button, okay? The stick will bring it side to side, and the button will move it up. Now you can move it over to each side as much as you want, but when you push the button, you hold it to bring it up, and if you stop holding it, it stops. So that's how it works. Now, when you're doing this, the easiest way to line it up is through the side. Now when you're going up, it's a little more difficult. Now the other variation is the button. When you're doing the button, which I really off-centered those, this button right here will move it over this direction most of the time, and then this button right here will bring it up. Now, when you hit this button, it brings it, as I said, over to the side, and you hold that button until you are ready to center it up to one of the keyholes. And then you just stop holding the button. Now same thing with the up, you hold it until you stop where you want it, then you let go of the button. That's basically how it works. The version that you see in this video, at the beginning at least, was a stick version. No, he said at the beginning. Stick version. Oh, man. Fail. Okay, so this is the up button right here. This is the stick version. So you push this either side and it'll move it back and forth side to side. And you push this button to bring it up. There's a timer here that gives you a specific amount of time and how many credits. Let's see if I can get it to where he doesn't show us his prizes anymore. Because he thinks he's so cool because he won a Kindle Fire. That I would seriously just sell in 5 minutes because I don't like Kindle Fires. Okay, so this looks like is where he's getting into this strategy.
The bottom one has gift cards like...
Yeah, that's usually right. The bottom one usually has the gift cards. Middle one usually has...
$50 GameStop.
Okay, bottom $50.
Has iPod touches.
Middle usually has iPods.
For whatever reason. And the top row has Kindles or iPads. yes, they can even have iPads.
Yeah, some of them have iPads, some of them
I've
have Kindles.
iPad 2 out of it, it would have been even more outrageous. Stuff like that. Maybe game consoles, etc.
Yeah, some game consoles too.
For the bottom row prizes, I'm pretty sure. I'll probably say it's a $50 gift card. It's like if there's $100 in it, you can probably win. And for the the iPads and stuff, I think they're 8 gigs or 16. Probably 8, but there probably has to be about maybe $200 or $300 for you to get that. And for the Kindle, who knows? Because they have to make profit. Some guy can't, like me, can't just sit there and get every prize out of it.
So here's a few rules for you, Simo606. Here's what you need to ask yourself. How much are you willing to spend? I was there the other day, wasted $10 when I thought I could get it, because all I did was go for a gift card, and I wasted about $10 on it trying to get it, so that was a bit of a waste. And I guess
Yeah, this guy isn't very good. Anyways, so let's say you have it dead in the center. The same thing with the stacker. If it's not ready to pay out, it's rigged. Now, let's say you get it straight in the center, you should win it. If it realizes that you are exactly where it is, and it hasn't reached its payout point, which is, as if you watch my other video, you will see where the payout points are, it will slightly, without you noticing, move out to the side. So let's say I have it right here. It's coming in, okay, it should be right in the center. But for somehow, they get it to just tweak the slightest bit to where you don't notice, and oops, bump side of the key on the wall and make it so you lose. Now, he did say something smart though. How much are you willing to spend? If you're trying to win one of the gift cards, they're usually $50. If you're trying to win one of the usual things that are iPods and stuff, those are usually the 8 gigs or the 16 gigs. Very rarely either the 64 or the 32. And the top row can be anything from Kindles to iPads. So usually the top row is the hardest, and the top row has the biggest payout. Now, the sensor realizes how many times people have played the bottom row and the top row. Now, after the bottom row reaches its payout point, if somebody gets it in the center, they'll let them win, and they won't bring them over to the side. Once the middle reaches its payout point, it'll go in, and the top row, same thing. Now, each one has a higher payout point, so let's say you win the bottom row. It's usually $50 gift cards. Payout point is usually at about $100. The middle row is usually $200 prizes, so it's probably at a $250 payout point. And the top row, depending on what it is usually anywhere from $500 to $4,000, depending on if it's Kindle or an iPad. So sometimes they have like Nooks and other tablets in there. So depending on what they have a payout point of somewhere in between that range. Now, let's say the bottom row's payout point is reached, but the top row's isn't. The bottom row will no longer be rigged until somebody wins. The top row and the middle row will still be rigged, 100% the same as it would be if the bottom row was still rigged. Now, let's say the top row reaches its payout point. Now, seeing that the top row is the most valuable, it'll unlock the bottom rows. So let's say the middle row is unlocked, the bottom row will be unlocked too, and make it so it looks like people can win easily on it, so that other people will try. Now, sometimes you are going to get cheated. Sometimes you're going to put $10 in hoping to get one of the $200 prizes, and you won't get it, and you'll be really disappointed. Now, that's understandable, but think about it. Can't be disappointed for you gambling. So just good tip right there. If you gamble and lose, don't feel bad. It was your fault. Okay? So don't blame anyone else. Don't say I didn't mean to. You did. You did it for a reason, no matter what you say. So nonetheless, if you lose, deal with it. You took the risk. You didn't win. It sucks. I know. But anyways, bottom row, lowest payouts, usually gift cards. Middle row, usually iPods, iPod Touches, stuff like that. Top row, Kindles, Nooks, Kindle Fires, iPads, depends. So that's how you win Keymaster.